about Prince or a different kind of Prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie.
To everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
All right, now she's getting kind of narcissistic there and talking about all her flaws, but, you know, people are going to be waiting in line to see her. Well, that didn't happen. You know, learn how to tone it down. Stop being a Mama Luke. I hope this taught you a lesson because you're a great actress. There's no question about it. Again, great in West Side Story. She was terrific. Learn how to control your tongue.
Crowds shuffle out of a Friday night screening, grumbling in half a dozen languages. A phone camera pans to the marquee. Snow White, live action, 2025. Someone shouts, "Not my Snow White," while ripped ticket stubs drift across the sidewalk. 4 years earlier, that same name, Rachel Zegler, was being toasted as Hollywood's next Golden Girl. Today, she's the face of Disney's costliest modern flop, and a walking masterclass in how a single press tour can nuke a career faster than any cruel review. But the first cracks in Rachel's fairy tale gloss appeared long before the box office receipts hit the shredder. In 2017, a 17-year-old high school soprano from Hackensack, New Jersey, crashed YouTube with bedroom covers of Hamilton. Spielberg's casting team stumbled onto one clip, sent an open call link, and 60,000 auditions later, the unknown teenager landed Maria in the 2021 remake of West Side Story. The gamble paid off with a Golden Globe and headlines crowning her Latina Audrey Hepburn. Studios drooled, Disney pounced. By late 2022, the Mouse House had earmarked around $270 million in production, another $100 million in marketing for a live-action Snow White remake headlined by Zegler and Gal Gadot. 1 minute you're thanking Spielberg for changing your life. The next you're signing a contract big enough to buy Cinderella Castle twice over. What could go wrong? Tease. Disney never expected its new princess to torch the script before cameras even rolled.
Really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Rachel hit D23 Expo armed with talking points that sounded less fairy tale, more TED Talk. The 1937 prince, she declared, was basically a stalker. The romance, weird.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay, so now she's saying here, you know, she just changed all of Snow White. Snow White was a beautiful love story. You know, she's a poor woman, a poor girl, I should say. You know, the 7 dwarfs help her through all of her adversity. You know, she gets that poison apple. They want to kill her, and what happens? She finds her prince. It's a beautiful love story. Everybody loved it. Well, she thinks it's weird. Why is it weird for these young kids today to fall in love? Why is that not beautiful? Doesn't every woman really want to fall in love? Want to be loved by somebody, want to be cared for by somebody? Not to say that you're not independent because somebody loves you. You know, this whole weird version of what's going on today is crazy.
Snow's dream, not true love, political leadership. Joining the press junket, she insisted that being fairest of them all was now about agency, not complexion. Fans itching for nostalgia felt lectured instead. Online, a hashtag bloomed, not my Snow White. Disney's reimagining went further. After actor Peter Dinklage blasted the idea of 7 live-action dwarfs as regressive, the studio axed real performers with dwarfism and replaced them with CGI magical creatures. Short-statured actors, shut out of rare blockbuster roles, called the move a betrayal. Awkward chemistry with co-star Gal Gadot fueled rumors of behind-the-scenes tension over Rachel's non-stop activism. Meanwhile, YouTubers spliced every eyebrow-raising quote into compilation videos titled "Disney's New Princess Hates Disney." Each edit pulled hundreds of thousands of views. Free marketing of the worst kind. Opening weekend, March 21, 2025. Should have been Disney magic. Instead, the film limped to $43 million domestic, $87 million worldwide, barely a quarter of what analysts predicted a year earlier. Week 2 brought a 66% nosedive, and the final tally crawled to roughly $205 million global against a break-even mark near $500 million. Loss estimates hovered around a $150 to $200 million, cementing Snow White as Disney's worst-performing remake in almost a decade. Overseas markets that traditionally bail Disney out were equally cold. China delivered under $1 million popcorn money for the world's second-largest film territory. Executives quietly pulled marketing dollars, and prime Thursday night slots turned into lonely midday matinees. London's open-air theatre hyped a summer revival of Evita starring the embattled actress.
An iconic song, yes, but it's the balcony grabbing all the attention.
But in a bizarre directorial twist, the show staged Don't Cry For Me Argentina on an actual balcony, streaming her live vocal to paying guests inside, while passers-by outside watched for free. Social media erupted. Ticket holders felt duped. Half-price rush seats soon turned to £0 giveaways. A video of Rachel weeping after a lukewarm standing ovation went viral. Viewers debated whether the tears were genuine or performative damage control. Either way, the clip fed the meme machine already labeling her fairy tale wreck and walking red flag. Internally, studio veterans likened Snow White to a domino that toppled other projects. Several family film marketing teams were quietly downsized. Sources leaked an edict never to schedule Rachel for official Disney promos again. Investors grumbled about go woke, go broke in shareholder Q&As. Bob Iger, eager to cool the culture war spotlight, limited journalist access and banished further political detours on press tours. But the damage was done. A property that once symbolized Disney's heritage now symbolized its awkward dance with modern politics. And Rachel stood at ground zero of that reputational crater. Casting chatter turned frosty. Agents whispered that studios viewed her as a guaranteed trendstorm. Potential ensemble films weighed whether one temperamental headline was worth months of cleanup tweets. Even projects she'd already filmed underwent emergency edits. Rumor had it a supporting role in a forthcoming YA franchise got trimmed when test audiences grimaced at her appearance. In interviews, Rachel defended her bluntness as speaking truth. But the press tour had taught moviegoers another truth. There's a fine line between fearless authenticity and torching the hand that feeds you. Tinseltown noticed. Rachel Zegler's fall isn't just a celebrity gossip cycle. It's a case study in 21st century career Jenga. Pull out one controversial block, call the prince a creep, alienate nostalgic moms, ridicule paying fans, and the tower wobbles. Yank a second, replace dwarf actors with glowworm CGI, and the structure trembles harder. Add a politically loaded Instagram reel, and the whole thing crashes in real time, streamed to millions on devices that remember forever. Talent opened every door for that bright-eyed 17-year-old Maria. Hubris, politics, and unchecked Wi-Fi slammed them shut for the 23-year-old self-styled monarch. Hollywood, of course, has a short memory. Someday a producer may bet on her renaissance. But audiences, once burned, have longer ones. So the next time a young star signs a life-changing contract, maybe they'll pause before turning a fairy tale into a soapbox. Because in the age of handheld cameras and endless feeds, the real villain isn't an evil queen or a jealous witch. It's a three-letter monster spelled EGO, and it never needs a magic mirror to whisper,